Welcome back to another episode of Grand Tactician The Civil War. We are playing our Confederate campaign and it's the 4th of December 1861. I'll give a brief overview of what's going on and then we'll get right on with it and dive into this episode. So basically we're holding a defensive line in Virginia. We're pushing up into central Kentucky with Albert Sidney Johnston and his force. We are being very aggressive in Missouri. We've pushed up and we are threatening St. Louis. We've got another force, a larger force sitting at Rolla. A small force under Breckinridge has been sent forward to capture St. Louis, if they can. Our fleet's also sitting here, besieging the city. Or rather, blockading the port. We have a force at Evansville, another small force. We have the larger force in the centre here, under Albert Sidney Johnston. They are recruiting some troops, and they will be at about 18,700 men once those recruits reach them. Nashville is guarded by Fort Phelps in their garrison under Chalmers, about 3,500 men. So that's enough filling in for me. If you missed the previous episodes, be sure to go and check out the playlist, which I'll link in the comments and it'll be in the description. It'll probably be on the screen here as well. So click away and go back and see what you've missed. In terms of what we're planning for this episode, it's going to be sitting tight for now. If the Union wants to come and attack us, we will certainly take them on. But as it's December, it is winter time. We're struggling a little with supply. We are sitting tight. We are recruiting and we are going. I'm hoping to see reaction from the Union since we've pushed up into Evansville. That should give him a bit of a headache. And of course, threatening St. Louis is a major problem for him, I would think. If he brings his army of the West down, we will have to withdraw, simply because this is just a tiny little force. The Western Army is recruiting, and we're struggling a bit with supplies here. Although we have captured the Rolla depot, it's not quite enough to supply this whole region. We do have a line of depots bringing up supplies, obviously. But we don't want to push beyond our supplies in winter, especially. And we only have 16,000 men. We really aren't too sure what the Union has available to him in the West here. I've done a little bit of upgrading off screen. I've kind of recruited a couple of units, and I have also merged some units who were due to have their contracts ending in 4 months' time. So I've merged them into units that have longer contracts. I've upgraded a handful of weapons here and there. I didn't think people would be interested to see all of that going on, if I'm perfectly honest. So let's wait and see what's happening. Another problem we have also is this area around Fredericksburg. We are facing around 20 to 27,000. We're not entirely sure. Union troops just over the river here, and we are sitting with Magruder's Hampton Division, which has less than 5,000 men, plus the Fort Dick garrison of around 5,000. But which, I mean, the garrison should slow down any advance, giving us a chance to move our Army of the Shenandoah under Joe Johnston, which has around 25,000 men, and Beauregard is sitting with his Army of the Potomac with around 28,000 men. We have not yet cleared Military 2, which will give us the ability to form real armies, so like these are all corps-sized forces still. Once we get Military 2, we'll be able to expand that into the full army and corps system. We had moved up with the Army of the Northwest to capture Grafton, but we've been pushed back out of there because we just haven't got the manpower to hold it in here, unfortunately. Tiny fort garrison, and Garnett's force is pulling back. I am sending some reinforcements here, so they will have about 4,000 men, but again, that's like pitifully small amount of men, really. Our main concern is the Union forces that are sitting here. Really, realistically, they're going to have to push up and force the Missouri Guard away. And if they move up here, we will move on them with our Western Army, but only if they move up or move in towards us. I have pumped money into recruitment, so hopefully we'll get some more recruits available soon. As it is at the moment, there's not really a lot out there. So as you can see here, I've upgraded some of these weapons. So Barksdale now has 1817 rifles. I don't think he had them before. Mississippi rifles, Springfield muskets still, but like these are short-term units. There are 5 months left on their contract. I'll wait and see what happens with them when that contract runs out. Heinemann with Springfield Muskets, they've got 21 months on. So I think we'll actually go ahead and we'll give them Lawrence rifles imported from Europe. Thanks to our policy here, our Diplomacy 1 policy, which allows us to import weapons and work on our intervention with the British and stuff. We're only sitting on 21%, which is, it's gone down from 40 because the Union declared the blockade legal, which obviously is a slight problem for us. So we've got Hughie's, or Hugo. I never know how to say that name. I say it in every episode. I call him Hughie. I don't know if that's right, or Hughie. I really don't know. So he's sitting in Evansville with a tiny force, but we will actually build a depot here because he's struggling with supply. And if they manage to hold here and we can reinforce slightly, we will be able to expand from here and push up into Indiana, causing real headaches for the Union. He's still sitting tight as far as we know with his army of Ohio, which, well, I mean, the numbers keep fluctuating. At one point they said, I'm sure it said 30,000 or so. Now it's saying 10,000. We don't know. The weather's pretty bad here in central Kentucky. We can see snow on the screen, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so we really haven't got much to add in here, unit-wise. We have got almost 9,000 available, but small numbers from each state. We could form a cavalry brigade from Mississippi, but I'm going to leave that for now. So you can see the weather effects on the map here. That's pretty cool, actually. So the Army of the Northwest, I mean, calling this an army is a joke, really, but this force is undergone and it's pulled back here towards Beverly. But we seem to still hold Grafton, so they're obviously still taking that. Taking them a while. In terms of manpower, he's got about 125,000 men. We've got about 120, so it's pretty close. As we head into 1862. Garnett has arrived. The little house here, the little wooden log cabin, I guess you can call it, just denotes that they're in winter quarters. So we have now got the military 2 policy. Now, where do we go next? Our finances are looking pretty poor. We're on BBB. So we could print notes, which would alleviate that. But we are still struggling with recruits also. Could go Militia Act 3. Bounties. Conscription. I mean, we could always conscript people. I'm not overly keen on that just yet. I feel like we could probably hold off on that. Since we are pretty even numbers with the Union, to be honest. Let's go with print notes. We're going to see if we can alleviate our problems here with the finances. It's going to take, did it say 20 days? 21 days. So that's going to take 21 days. So I'm going to do a little bit of organising, and I'll do that off camera. I'm just going to reorganise these armies into armies and corps. I'm sure people don't actually want to see that. If you do, drop a note in the comments, and I'm happy to run through this like as a little tutorial if you're maybe new to the game or so. And I'm happy to show you how to do that, but I don't think the majority of people want to watch that. So I'll do that off screen, and we'll see what I've come up with. Edward Johnson, Colonel Edward Johnson, he's going to get a promotion here. So I've quickly reorganised the Army of Northern Virginia into 3 corps. Robert E. Lee was available, so we gave him command of this army. It's going to consist of the 1st Corps under Longstreet, who's been promoted from division command. Edward Johnson has taken over from Longstreet as division commander there. Ewell retains his command there. Loring, so the divisions are pretty much the same here. They're just attached under one umbrella to the Army of Northern Virginia. Jackson is in charge of the 2nd Corps now. A.P. Hill has taken over command of his division. We've promoted Bartow to division command as well. And given Holmes a brigade. So Bartow and Johnson had done really well as brigade commanders, so we'll see how they do as division commanders. Magruder's force was called the Hampton Division. We've called that the 3rd Corps. It's not much of a corps, it's just a tiny little force, but we will probably expand that as time goes by. So this is the first army I've reorganised. I'll get on with the rest. So for some reason, it's put the headquarters for the Army of Northern Virginia up here in Grafton. I mean, hey, we'll move them. I say we'll move them. It's just Lee. So this is just like the headquarters. Anyway, the Army Northwest. Oh, I thought there was some sort of glitch here because I was moving the army headquarters and I thought they'd walked into someone. But it turns out, no, there's actually a battle here, a large battle. He's advanced in the middle of winter with McDowell's force, and they've bumped into our 1st Corps at Manassas again. So we are going to have a battle in foul weather by the look of things. Magruder's Corps is in range. So the Army of Northern Virginia, it's actually... So they are here now. I don't really understand what happened there. For a moment, they were shown in Grafton. I told them to move, and then all of a sudden we're in a battle, and they're here. But that's fine. Sadly, the 2nd Corps is not in range to reinforce. Jackson will be disappointed not to get part of the action here. But we will see the 1st Corps in action. So James Longstreet, Magruder's Corps will march to our aid, but they will take 3 hours to get there. The Union Army of Occupation is 8 hours away, so once they combine, we will be outnumbered quite substantially, but let's see what it brings. It is winter, remember, as well. Fairly large battle, Manassas Junction, December the 10th, 1861. So a fight at Christmas time. Well, close to Christmas. Major General McDowell with 52,000 men, and we field around 32,000. We should be on the defensive here, I think, so, I mean, hopefully we'll be okay. We'll see. The previous battles have all gone well, so we can only wait and see what happens. The enemy army is green. Morale's report to be confident. Yep. I mean, our army's not much less green, but we are defensive, and we're holding... This is obviously the Manassas battlefield. Bull Run battlefield. So we're holding a defensive position, which is nice. So we've got a few hills here, Henry Hill, and then these 2 hills on the right, opposite Lewis Ford and Balls Ford. The Stone Bridge to defend. Where's the Union coming in from? So from here, from this corner of the map. Is that where his reinforcements are going to come as well? I'm not sure. We will find out. So Lee's over here, all on his lonesome. But we can deploy, obviously. So let's see what we've got here. A wintry battlefield. So we've got Loring's division. We've got Edward Johnson, newly in charge of division, and I've shifted him to this army. He was in the other army, in the other corps to start with. So Edward Johnson, 8,500 men. Ewell's division, 10,900 men, and Loring was 6,570. We also have some cavalry under Chambliss with mixed cavalry weapons. I should have upgraded those, but never mind. If they're coming in up here, I'm going to suggest they're going to come down the Centerville Road, probably straight over this stone bridge. Or, I mean, they might try and cross Poplar Ford, I guess. What we'll do, we will deploy Ewell's division somewhere around here. Pop the guns up on this hill. 12-pound howitzer, so nothing too exciting. I will actually detach them, so if I move my troops, the guns won't move with them, if that makes sense. 4 brigades here. And we've actually got some engineering points, so why don't we build some parapets? Breastworks, anyway. Keep Jones in reserve there. See how this goes. I mean, it could be bad deployment again, but I think we'll be alright. Now Johnson's going to hold the centre for us. Again, I will actually detach his artillery. I prefer it like that. And Loring. I mean, he's going to take a similar position to what he had in the last battle in this area. He's going to form his 3 brigades here. It means if I need to move them, I can move them. We'll keep the cavalry as a reserve. That's how I usually play this sort of game. Shoop's 6-pounders. I mean, there. We'll pop them here. Detached again. So his 3 brigades, Evans, Early, and Ruggles. Only Ruggles has rifles. Actually, we're going to pop somebody up here. Ruggles. Ruggles is going to watch this crossing. Okay then. Longstreet's Corps, Johnson's division, Ewell's division, and Loring's division. Evans and Early kind of holding here, some guns supporting, and Ruggles watching this crossing for us. I'll actually position Jones over here, just in case they're coming this way. I'd like to see something clever from the AI in this battle. It would be really nice if we could do something good. So it's afternoon on the 10th of December, 1861. 1438, 1440. Time's ticking by. Where's the Union? I think the defensive strategy in Virginia has worked quite well so far. Let's give our forces long-range orders. And you see the little courier. And then the courier's going out to the individual units. I like that about this game. So you give an order at the army level or the corps level, and then you can see the riders, the couriers, bringing those orders to the commanders. It's pretty cool. So this game, obviously, it does have its flaws, but it's still a fun game. We are waiting for the Union. Yeah, there they are. Just turned up. Looks like they're coming for Lewis Fort. 2nd Brigade. Do we know? Under Morris. Like, what is this? Why is he doing this? It keeps on happening. This keeps happening with this game. Artillery advancing. I mean, why would he do this? I feel like some of the AI in this is just like, it's kind of ruining the gameplay. I mean, he has literally advanced this battery of artillery into the river to start firing at my entrenched men. And obviously they've been slaughtered. Sending a brigade forward here, the 3rd Brigade. Under Wincoop. Some troops marching past Ruggles. Wincoop's actually over the river. Well. Let's reposition Jones into these woods. So we're getting an outflanked notification on here, which again is like one of the annoying things of this game. So these guys are not outflanked; they are refusing the flank. So they are behind cover and they're refusing the flank of the enemy. But it is what it is. And these dudes, I mean, they're supposed to be in cover, but the units somehow turned and opened fire on them. I mean, whatever. More artillery coming forward. You better not advance these all the way across the river. little bit of lag there. Philip St. George Cock is sending those guys packing. Kempis Brigade ready to roll here for when these guys go in range. Artillery crossing this river again. Just no. Someone wounded. Johnson. Brigadier General Johnson is wounded. And it's the end of the day here. He's received severe wounds. So is this Johnson who we've just promoted to division? Oh, yes. So we've just given him division command and he's managed to get himself wounded. Magruder has arrived and Morrill has arrived. That's his second army they've arrived here. That's Morrill, who was in charge of the Army of Occupation. Magruder is also here. So we're going to get a chance to redeploy. And where's Magruder? There he is. Yeah, in terms of numbers, this is it now. So 54,000 to them and 32,000 for us. It is definitely a possibility that we might have to pull back from this battle, but let's see how it goes. He has this river to cross. So it's anybody's guess, really. Magruder. It's not really an army, it's a corps. It's not even a corps, it's like a division, really. So who we got here? A couple of brigades of infantry. A couple of batteries of 6-pounders. And some cavalry. And yeah, it's their first battle. So first battle. And the first battle for these artillery guys. Stuart's battalion. The others have some experience. Montague battalion. Not sure why they're called that. But they have some experience in battle. And so does Hill's command, which is actually under Robert Traub. So yeah, we'll bring Magruder in and we'll station him here. He's going to be like a reserve force, basically. It looks like John Pope here, commanding the cavalry brigade. Who else can we see? Anybody interesting? Not really. So here we are, we're starting up. It's 8 AM. He's coming forward with artillery again. I mean, just stop doing it. Well, at least he hasn't advanced over the river. He's brought them in close for a nice close bombardment of Kempis Brigade. But our guns have obviously opened up on them with their howitzers. Let's see. It should be interesting. Ruggles, I'll think about shifting Ruggles, I think. We will shift Early's Brigade. And I'll move Evans up a little as well. Not sure whether to move Shoop's Artillery Battalion. Yeah, let's redeploy them. I'm going to redeploy them over here. It could well be a mistake. We'll see. I'll have to live with that mistake if it is. I feel like they're massing quite a lot over on this right flank of ours. Maybe I jinxed Edward Johnson by giving him a divisional command here. Got him wounded. Coming back over the river, the 1st Brigade. Under, can't really see, Porter maybe? Yeah, Porter. Well, we've got our men on the flank, under Jones. See if we can't hit them. If he throws forward a coordinated attack, we could be in trouble. Men dropping like flies here. coming forward here. Pushing across this ford. Lewis Ford. But we have got Magruder, so let's move one of his brigades in. They're going to support our guys over here. And we also have our cavalry reserve. I'm going to keep them in place for now. Here comes his push over the centre. Pushing all along the line, actually. This is going to be difficult. Traub's going to arrive just in time. I think he said Traub. I'm not sure. Bit of a strange name to me. But not to him, I guess. Let's see what's going on here. I'm glad we moved early. Jubal early, that is. This is the biggest battle so far in terms of numbers anyway. I mean, we're looking at 90,000 almost engaged here. Sending them packing. 3rd Brigade. Wincoup's men, they must have reformed. Yeah, Burnside fleeing back over the river. Pope. Suffering with casualties and come quite close to our guns as well. Ruggles seems to have the best deal here, just hanging out. No one to fight. Evans will stay in reserve still. Doing a nice job holding this defensive position on the whole. High casualties for him. Almost 10% of his force gone. We've lost almost 6%. Morris's brigade. Not sure who they are. Well, the 1st Brigade, obviously. I'm not sure who's the judge. Oh, Rasmus Keyes. Keyes pushing in. I mean, I think this is his 2nd army arriving now. BD's going to be driven back. Militia brigade. Another nice solid defensive position from us here. There was no way he was going to break this like in the piecemeal way that he attacked us. Just moving some of Magruder's forces forward. Battle's still going, 10 AM. Keyes Brigade coming forward. General Franklin across the bridge here. Bridge forward. We'll hit them from the flank with Traub. He's pulling out. I think he's pulling out anyway. I would. But then I would never have let this shambles go on the way it has. Just send a small detachment from Traub's men to pick up some of these guns. High casualties, 10,000 overall, 10,500. 13% of his force, 9% of ours. But we've had this, I mean, been no problem really. Also, we've picked up some 14-pounder James rifles. Nice. So he had 14-pounder Jameses that he brought right up into the river. So stupid. Crap AI. We are pursuing him with our cavalry. His troops are pulling back. Still putting up a bit of a fight here, though. Oh, cavalry broken. Oh. Reformed, I think. And they're broken. Oh well. Not too good. First Brigade putting up some fight here. Keyes' Brigade. What are they doing? again, like dodgy AI and routing. It's just like, what you doing? Why would you pull up behind? Oh, it doesn't even make any sense, and now we're routed again. Oh, for goodness sake, man. Shambles wounded. Well, shambles at the end there with the cavalry. Never mind. But we've got him beaten here. I'm not sure what's going on. Hasn't said he's retreating, but he clearly is. Not entirely sure why the battle hasn't ended. I don't know why the retreating report hasn't come up. I mean, if he's reformed someone expecting me to come and attack him, he's mistaken. I'm not doing that. Kearney? Phil Kearney? Yeah, the enemy's retreating. They've had enough. Let them go. McDowell's been beaten. Not destroyed, but I mean, lost a lot of men. He could have done a lot better there. Pretty poor. But we'll take the victory. Minor Confederate victory. December the 11th, 1861. Yeah. Brigadier Loring has become famous and it is an inspiration for his men. Nice. Army of Northeastern Virginia fleeing in panic. The enemy has reportedly suffered total casualties of 9,307 men, 1,193 killed, 1,231 captured. Morale is believed to be stable. Our casualties were 3,498 men, with 483 killed, 540 missing, and the rest wounded. We captured 5,500 rifles and 17 guns from the battlefield. Another victory at Manassas Junction. Pushed the Union out of Virginia yet again. The 1st Corps has got itself a perk. I'm going to go with Ambulance Corps for this, so that helps the wounded recover and it doesn't slow you down as much when you're having wounded people in your army. We have got commanders to replace here because they were wounded, weren't they? Yes, Edward Johnson promoted and then wounded. Let's give it to Hardy. I was going to give him a command in the west, but we'll give Hardy the command of this division. Chambliss also wounded. Fitzhugh Lee? Maybe. Joseph Wheeler. Excellent cavalry commander. We'll give it to him. He was only down as a lieutenant. So he's now a colonel. Nice little bump for him there. We're going to equip them with Maynard carbines. Carbines, if you're American. Which you might well be if you're watching this, since most people interested in the American Civil War are American, understandably. Well, I say most people. Lots of people. Awesome. So Loring has become famous. Still sitting on the same... Well, it says he has, but he hasn't got his little badge. Maybe that'll come soon. Hardy. He had done a good job, actually, as the division commander before. But I had only replaced him because I was going to give him a division command in the west. Or rather, in the centre in Kentucky. So I'm going to wrap it up here, actually. And then what I'll do, off camera, I'll reorganise this central force into an army like I did in Virginia. So let's quickly just assess this. So Lee is teleported over to here to Culpeper Courthouse somehow, even though he was over in West Virginia before. But... So we've got Lee. We've got the 2nd Corps of the Shenandoah Valley under Jackson. The 1st Corps under Longstreet in the centre. And then Magruder's Small Corps just sitting here at Fredericksburg, that sort of area. They haven't quite got a perk yet. We've got no perks to give out to units, I don't think. Let's just have a quick check. Oh, we're running low on ammunition and supplies and everything here. I think that'll sort itself out. We've got a decent sized depot here. It'll just take a little bit of time. So then, yeah, what I'll do, I'll organise this army into, we'll call it probably the Army of Kentucky or something like that. And we'll organise that under Albert Sidney Johnston, and it'll have 2 corps. So this will become a corps, and then this will also become a corps. Then I'll probably just leave the West, actually, this Missouri force, unless we make like the Army of Missouri or something, give it 2 corps. I'm not sure yet. I'll come back to that, but I'll do that off screen because I'm sure people don't really want to see those kind of nitty-gritty bits of detail. If you do, drop it in the comments. Now, like I say, I'm more than happy to do like a little tutorial or whatever you want to call it, that kind of thing, you know. So if you're not sure on how to do that, then we can, but I'll do it off camera. We had a nice battle in the east here in Virginia. It makes a change. Our last few battles have been in Missouri, where we've been very, very busy advancing. So I'm going to wrap it up there. It's December the 10th, 1861. We've just given them a real butt kicking out here in Virginia. Well, not a real butt kicking, but a bit of a butt kicking. Enough of a butt kicking to throw them back out of Virginia. So that's great, and hopefully you enjoyed the episode. If you did, remember to leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Still a very small channel, but I'm glad to see it growing slowly but surely. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ta-ra for now.